What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to the Pugilistic Linguistic Show. I am your host, Michael Foster, the voice of reason in an increasingly unreasonable world, and I am back. Before I get started, like I say all the time, like, share, subscribe, get this out to the masses, share it with your people, share it with people you love, share it with people you hate. Just share it. Make sure this gets out to all that need to hear it. I feel I have something to say, and you all can help spread this message. I appreciate you. So, this week, I'm going to actually wade in above my pay grade into something that's just affecting the country at large today, and it's going to be the war against Iran. Now, before we even get into the whole whatevers of it, understand I am no political scientist. I didn't go to school for this. I'm not one of those talking heads on CNN. Although, if you want to hire me, CNN, I'll be there tomorrow. But I'm just a dude with a brain. And, I think sometimes we really put too much stock in people who so-called go to school for this or know about this kind of stuff, when all it takes to make sense of this stuff is to have an operational brain. Some things are just so obvious that so as of course we all know, we have waged war against Iran. It's been about a month now. Dropping bombs, blowing up oil fields and what have you. Now, ostensibly, the reason we attacked Iran was because, per the White House, they proposed or they presented themselves as an imminent threat against the United States. They don't want them to start a nuclear program, and I'll get to that in a few minutes, but they were an imminent threat. Never minding the fact that last year, when we bombed their nuclear arsenal, nuclear facilities, the president said that we had obliterated them, blown them to smithereens, and there's no evidence that they are making a comeback. They're mounting a comeback in the nuclear weaponry. That's what we were told last year. Yet now they were an imminent threat. Well, if they had been obliterated, and you said there is no credible evidence saying that they are rebuilding their stockpiles, explain to me how they are an imminent threat. Both of those can't reside in the same space. And what pisses me off about the mainstream media, they are too chicken shit to ask that question. Wait a minute. If A is true, then how is B true also? They can't both be true. You can't obliterate them and they are not mounting a comeback, yet they become an imminent threat. Don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. The mainstream media is too chicken shit to ask the question because they want to stay in the good graces for some reason of a tyrant, of a gigantic 8-year-old. I don't, but whatever. So, in response to this campaign we are waging against Iran, they have closed the Strait of Hormuz, which I think they said 25% of the world's oil funnels through there. So, see, first of all, how did you not know that would be Iran's first method of defense? How did you not know? Or better yet, what made you think we're going to bomb them and then they're going to continue to allow us to funnel or continue to funnel oil through there without any stipulation? How does 1 equal 2? How do you not think that's their first line of defense? How were you, as the President of the United States, caught flat-footed with that? So that right in and of itself just goes to show that he is ill prepared to handle high-level thought. A typical hustler on the street can put that together and understand. A typical hustler on the street, a good one, goes through all the permutations of the campaign they're about to wage and tries to prepare themselves for any inevitability. If I try to move into this dude's territory and sell on his block, this could be the ultimate result, and I'm going to prepare accordingly. A hustler on the street, a drug dealer on the street, can figure that out. Yet the President of the United States didn't think, well, in response to us bombing, they're going to now cripple oil production or oil export. Now, don't get me wrong, Iran probably needed regime change. Their theocracy that started in the late 70s with the Ayatollah Khomeini and every Ayatollah since, they've been really oppressive to their people. Their society, by its very nature, is repressive. They probably were ripe for regime change. I'm not positioning this like Iran is so innocent. No, I'm not saying that. I am saying, though, this is probably something we didn't need to engage in, because there's no easy exit strategy. What is our end game? Because if we annihilated their nuclear capabilities last year, what's our end game? Well, regime change. Okay, but we killed the Ayatollah, and they just installed his son as the supreme leader. Now, whether or not he's able, whether or not he's capable, whether or not he's the leader is irrelevant in the context of this conversation. The regime change that you were trying to bring didn't happen because they just installed the next one in line. So in essence, you got the same regime with a different leader. So once again, what was your point? What's your end game? See, I submit to you that this was Israel's war. And being the good little puppies that we are, we fight Israel's war for them. Now, I want to talk about Israel for a second, and this is going to be less than popular in some circles. But explain to me how Israel is defined as one of our allies. For what I understand of an ally, is somebody that you help out sometimes and they help you out sometimes and you got their back and they have your back. My man 50 grand. That's my man. That's my ally. He got me, I got him, and there's no question. But sometimes in your friendships, there's that one friend that takes way more than he gives, or she. They take way more than they give. You're always doing for them. You're always calling them. You're always taking them out for dinner. You're always picking them up and going and taking them places. They do nothing for you. Yet you call them an ally. You call them a friend. What is this friend really doing for you? Where's the give with the take? Israel, where is Israel's give? We give Israel weapons. We give them billions of dollars a year. And then we'll even wage war on their behalf. Because they think something. This group ain't being nice to us. U.S., go bomb them for us. Again, Iran was a regime that was ripe for change. That's not the focus of this conversation. The focus of this conversation is this was a war that we didn't need to engage in because this is Israel's war. Israel was trying to put a stop to these shadow organizations that were attacking them. And they're using us as proxy to do their dirty work. Explain to me how Israel is an ally. Somebody said, oh, well, Israel kind of takes out these organizations that were U.S. enemies and whatever, like Hezbollah and Hamas and all that. That might be true. I'm no political scientist. That might be true. But the atrocities that Israel commits far outweighs any potential benefits that they provide to us. The atrocities that they commit using our resources far outweighs any benefit that they may do. Yes, Hezbollah might be an organization that is detrimental to Israel's existence. Yes, Hamas is an organization that might be detrimental to Israel's existence. And they might be detrimental to our existence. That's entirely possible. I'm not saying it's not the case. But what I am saying is, in the name of tamping down those organizations, they are committing genocide in Gaza. Now, I don't know how those two things relate to each other, but those two things are factual. Two things can be true at one time. So this is Israel's war. And we are fighting a losing battle. Now, you got to be careful about speaking against wars in this country because they kill people for that. Martin Luther King was killed not because he was a civil rights leader. He was a civil rights leader for 15, 20 years with minimal issues. But he started speaking out against the Vietnam War in his last days, and then he had to go. So if I'm driving down some road, if I'm driving down a rainy road and my brakes fail, just know it wasn't an accident. But Iran was an enemy. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'll say this again. They weren't innocent in all this. They do commit atrocities against their own people. And regime change might have been necessary. But I don't think we were the ones that needed to do this. We need to stop being the world's enforcer. Because I submit to you that just like everything else, there was an ulterior motive for America's moving the way we move. We don't do things out of the kindness of our hearts. We do things when there's something in it for us. Now, it could be as simple as we want to control their oil. Why do you think we went to Venezuela and kidnapped their president and his wife? We wanted to control their oil. Hell, Trump came out and even said it. So it could be as simple as that. There could be some other complex reason why we decided to do this. It could be something as simple as Netanyahu has a picture of Trump with a dead hooker. Who the hell knows? But there's a reason why Trump snaps to attention when Benjamin snaps his fingers. But Iran is fighting a war against us the way you fight a war against somebody you can't beat head up. What we're doing, we're fighting a conventional war against an unconventional target. And if we learn nothing else from the so-called war on terror against the Taliban in Afghanistan, you can't fight head up against people who don't fight head up. Have we learned nothing from the War of 1812 and the Revolutionary War, when the Brits came over and just lined up in the line and just walked out with rifles shooting people? That does not work. We were the guerrilla warfare at the time when we fought differently. Iran is fighting the war the way they feel they have to win. I may not be able to fight you head up, bully America. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so painful for your allies, for the people that you have in this region, that they're going to reach out to you and say, look, enough. Enough. This is causing us problems now. Enough. No, you can't have another base here in this country. We can't afford to have you here. We can't afford it. You're causing us too much drama, too much problems, too many whatevers. That's why Iran is bombing Qatar and United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, bombing all these American targets there, because they know if we start enough shit around us with these countries that give America aid and comfort, there's going to come a time to where these countries that we are bombing is going to go to America and say, look, it's enough. We are losing citizens now. We ain't even part of this damn war. That's how you fight an unconventional war. They can't just stand and humbug with us toe to toe. They know that. So they're doing the next best thing. It's like you got a bully and his crew. It's 5 of them, let's say. It's one of you. You ain't finna stand here and humbug with them head up. It's 5-on-1. That's not going to work. So you choose to fight a little smarter. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take these cats out one by one. And eventually it's going to be a one-on-one fight. And from there, what Iran is using, they're using hackers and they're using drones and they're using everything under their disposal to fight a war that shouldn't have been started in the first place. And don't be surprised if they take the fight to us domestically. Don't be surprised. Now, I'm not saying they're going to come over and send fighter jets over and all. No. You don't think they have sleeper cells over here and sleeper agents over here? And just for the sake of definition, so we're on the same page, a sleeper cell, a sleeper agent are people who go to a country and ingrain themselves in that society, and they wait for the word from the mother country to do what they need to do. You don't think they have them folk over here and have had them here for years, waiting for the word? The 9/11 terrorists, they embedded themselves in American society and waited for the word to do what they had to do. And the kicker is, the FBI knew they were here, but they were in a pissing contest with the CIA, and they didn't share information, so nothing came of it. But they knew they were here. You don't think the FBI kind of knows where the sleeper cells are, the sleeper agents are? But they're so busy surveilling American citizens. They're so busy wondering what the hell I'm doing that the true enemies sneak under their noses. You don't think that there are people here waiting for the word? Fighting an unconventional war against a conventional target. Can't do that because they don't fight conventionally. They don't fight fair. And as a quick aside, I never understood that fighting fair shit. Hell no, I ain't trying to fight fair. I'm going to pick up a chair. I'm going to pick up a table. I'm going to hit you with a club. I'm going to run your ass over with my car. Whatever I got to do to win this fight, I'm going to do it. What the hell is fighting fair? Fuck out of here. So no, they're not going to fight fair, as they shouldn't. And again, I'm not cheering for Iran. So before y'all clip this and try to make me sound like I said something I didn't say, I'm not cheering for Iran. I'm trying to explain to you all how Iran is probably thinking. And you know how I know this? Because I'm a human and I got good sense. Any human would fight that way when they know they can't fight you head up. You don't need a degree for that. You don't need a degree for that. So I saw a video where a man said, I was told if I voted for Kamala Harris, inflation would go through the roof and we'd be in a war within a year. He said, that's exactly what happened. I voted for Kamala Harris and inflation's through the roof and we're in a war within a year. Damn sure right. Y'all fell for the okie doke and look where we are now. We're stuck in a war with no exit strategy. We have no exit strategy. What does winning look like? Why? See, the media is too chicken shit to ask that question. Okay, Caroline Levitt, what does winning look like in Iran? How do we know when we've accomplished our goal? What is our goal? Tell the American people. They can't. The true answer is probably when Israel tells where we're done, we're done. This is their war. Israel is not an ally. They are dependent. If I keep giving you shit and you give nothing back, and if you can't function without my giving you shit, you are a dependent. I'm going to claim you on my taxes. We should all claim Israel on our taxes as dependents. Because it's our billions going over to them. I swear to you, they would end all of their occupation and end all of their genocide over there if we said to them, look, either you stop or we're going to stop sending you shit. Period. And you're on your own. You'll have to fend for yourself. It would stop in a week. We are complicit. And now we are in a war that we can't end. And let's not even get to the economic impact of it. On some level, I want them to continue this war up to the midterms. Because Americans have notoriously short memories. But if it's still going on in November and we're sending our kids over to Iran, because notice, it ain't Barron Trump going over there. He ain't sending his kid over there. He's sending your kids over there. These your kids' boots are on the ground. So what you gonna do about it? But again, as long as Israel is dragging us around by our noses, we ain't got a chance. We'll stop this war when Israel said enough. And I say we, meaning him, Trump, because I'm not for it. I don't see the point in it. Don't get me wrong. There is a place for war in our society. Like it or not, sometimes you got to knock somebody upside their head to get them to do right. That same thing in real life. Sometimes you got to slap shit at somebody to make them act right. It be that way sometimes. But there has to be a reason. There has to be a goal. I slapped shit out you upside your head to make you act right. That's my goal, making you act right. What's the goal of us going in and dropping billions of dollars a day? And that's another thing. He had the nerve to go back to Congress and ask for $200 billion more dollars to continue this war. After the U.S. Treasury declares us insolvent and unable to pay our bills. The U.S. Treasury say, hey, we ain't got no more money. We just don't. We can't pay our bills. We got to declare bankruptcy. But we want $200 billion more dollars to do what exactly? That $200 billion could fund health care for American citizens. That $200 billion could fund free lunch for our American students. That $200 billion could do a lot for Americans, but we ain't got money for that. But if you say war, oh yeah, we can find the money for that. We print money to war. We print money to bomb people. This era of America is embarrassing. Just embarrassing. America is not the greatest country on earth, despite what the hell we may think. Do we have the framework of being the greatest? Yeah. We could be if we were better people. But we suck as a society. Consequently, we suck as a country. A country is only as good as its people. We don't want to clothe people. We don't want to house people. We don't want to feed people. We don't want to take care of people and make sure they're healthy. But we have no problem going there and bombing brown people. Ain't that a bitch? We could bomb the hell out of some brown people. But God forbid people here need something. Hell, the billions of dollars we send over to Israel can do some good stateside. Hire more teachers and get better teachers, get better administrators, build more schools, fix our roads, fix our bridges, infrastructure. We can do good with the billions of dollars we send over to Israel every year. But again, we suck as a society. Our priorities are out of whack. It's more important to us to bomb brown people, to kill brown people, than it is to take care of our own people. That's the way it is. So maybe one day we'll end this war before it gets to 20 years. Who knows? All right, let me go ahead and put away this soapbox and get my velvet cover out and cover it up to keep it safe for next time. As I say before, and as I say all the time, before I go, until I see you again, until we meet again, please remember, take care of yourself, each other, because we all we got. Peace.